What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some expectations for this upcoming week, what might cause some volatility in the stock price, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So on Friday, you did actually have some nice buying that caused it to kind of go up here and here, was able to get above a key resistance level. So I'm going to go over that in a second, but did go up 3.87%. Looking forward into this week though, not all that much in data coming from China. So you have inflation data on February the 8th, so kind of far out. And then tonight, so Sunday at 7:30, you have manufacturing. So forecast right now is 50.3. It is above that 50 benchmark, so shows more of an expansion within the market. And plus that data point has been improving over the last couple times. So definitely something to take note of. Coming from the States though, there is a lot of big data points this week. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because algorithmic trading obviously is influenced by a lot of these data points. So a couple Fed speakers throughout the week. Tuesday, you have durable goods. Wednesday, you have the Fed interest rate decision. So most likely there won't be any cut or a hike, but what is stated afterwards, that is going to really shake up the market, potentially even if Powell does state that there might be even a thought of a rate hike. So again, that's something coming out on Wednesday, GDP on Thursday, and then Friday PCE. And aside from that, you also do have Tesla earnings after hours Wednesday. Typically, whatever happens to Tesla, good, bad, and the ugly, does trickle down to the other EVs, more so the North American ones rather than the China EVs, but still with Tesla's presence in China, depending on what is stated, that could again kind of affect NIO. But aside from that, there is one thing happening this week that could really shake up NIO, and that is Trump. So he did state that he was going to give an update by February the 1st on essentially like the tariff, the whole tariff scenario, because nothing has been officially confirmed, whether it be the North American one, so Mexico, Canada, or whether it be from China. So as far as right now, the market's concerned, it's kind of stuck in limbo. So he did state that February the 1st, or by that date, that's when he's going to give an update. So let's say he says that like China and the States are a-okay and they're going to kind of leave everything the status quo, then yeah, you'll definitely see a very nice push higher in NIO. But aside from that, looking into this upcoming week from shorts, 12.14% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 162.13 million shares. Shorts did increase 592,000 shares. So that was a very interesting and unique day because shorts increased on, and it resulted in it being a green day. That goes to show just the level of what a small amount of buying coming from big money can actually do, because normally the status quo for NIO is just shorts and algorithmic trading control NIO, and that's been like that for a very, very long time since I started covering it on and off like a year and a bit ago. And as long as you have even like more than 2 transactions on the secondary market, that disrupts that kind of status quo. So yeah, this is Friday was a very unique day. But despite that though, shorts have been increasing, moving kind of higher and higher, breaking off of I think the 10% short interest, which was around beginning of January. So depending on registration numbers and a lot of the data points, as well as let's say Tesla earnings, you'll have shorts kind of react to that. As well, when it comes down to options, you might see shorts relatively active because whenever it gets close to a strike price that has a lot of open interest, both market makers as well as shorts have a financial interest in suppressing it. And we've seen that happen with NIO a handful of times, as I've brought up. But basically what happened on last Friday, with it closing below 450, that means 450 and above all does expire worthless. So that's kind of the downside of doing options, but you do have roughly 8,000 in open interest at the $4 strike price. So you might see a little bit of buying associated to that, but looking forward into this upcoming week, you have 14,000 at that 4, 19,000 at that 450, and then 17,000 at that 5. So essentially first couple of trading days of every week, so Monday, Tuesday, you'll have kind of that increase by roughly around 20 to 30%. So again, by Friday, if NIO is close to one of these strike prices, let's say 450 or even 5, then you could see a little bit more activity coming from shorts just to tentatively like suppress it. So again, just to kind of forward think and look at that maybe for Friday. But as of right now, with that $4.29, it was able to successfully get above this S1 on Friday. So 425 is going to be a key support that you'll really want to watch for that to hold. Flip side, $4 is going to be the secondary level of that. And generally that has been the kind of tested line in the sand. So it's been tested multiple times over the last 2 weeks. So definitely watch for that to continue to hold. Flip side, 467 and then 508 is going to be the next strong target / resistance point. No actual news associated to NIO recently, so it's kind of just been piggybacking off of macro events. No recent analyst ratings. So last one was done 5 days ago. 350 sell, Goldman Sachs, Tina. I've already brought this up in previous videos, but aside from that, even looking forward into their upcoming earnings, no real change for the earnings per share estimates or revenue. So it's kind of just stuck in limbo right now. On a side note, you can kind of see the good future anticipated revenue for Q2 to 4 in 2025. So this is a very nice expansion. And so ultimately that's going to, in theory, result in the stock price appreciating. So I think we might be in a momentary blip of just it potentially being stagnant, if not slightly moving higher. But if you're looking for some substantial gains, that'll be between Q2 and Q4. So let me know your viewpoint. On a side note, if you want all of this information to be completely free, take advantage of IPKR. Link in the description below and also the comments. Like I said, all of this is free, very good information. So definitely take advantage. But moving on, looking on the actual chart. So going into this upcoming week, because of Friday's nice push higher, it was able to close above that ALMA. So that is sitting at $4.23. Another key kind of pivot in the short term, but you also do have that 50-day moving average, and that is sitting at 450. So if NIO is able to get above that, historically speaking, if it's able to close above that for 2 consecutive trading days, then you will see roughly on average around a 30% run. 30 to 40. So again, that's going to be something to really watch for this week that could be tested. And then if it is able to get above kind of that point, then you have that 478 and then 502. So that's the 100 and 200 day moving averages. So I think this week will be very interesting. It's either going to be a full make it or break it. So I can see very extreme moves, either a kind of a full breakdown, or either we get no tariff update and let's say data points both from China and also the States come in better than anticipated, then this is where you could see a lot of good momentum. And finally, NIO move higher, because you can see like over the last little bit, NIO's wanted to move higher. It just hasn't had that nice push. There's always been something looming over it. Whether it just be Trump, just, I don't know, bad data, obviously either monthly data or whatever. So yeah, I think just NIO's been kind of in a bad place lately. But let me know your viewpoint on NIO. Do you think we're going to be breaking higher? Do you think it's going to be breaking lower? What is your general thoughts on all of that? And then when it comes down to, let's say, Tesla earnings, do you think that is going to affect NIO? Because I know in the past sometimes it doesn't always correlate, but I don't think Tesla has overly focused their kind of PRs on China. They just give general updates, and for the most part I think the data coming from China has been relatively good, kind of in par or like on par and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know your viewpoint. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Hopefully everyone's having an amazing weekend thus far. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers, including, I just put this one out when it was roughly around here, and this has already gone up a good roughly about 140%, something like that. So definitely interesting name called Stupid, but yeah, I put out buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.